The subject is in custody as of 13:34 our time here, and the 2 injured parties have been taken to the hospital in Middletown.
13-year-old Floyd Wormsley opened fire with a 9mm automatic rifle. They're illegal in Connecticut. It started in Principal Don Rickson's first-floor office.
There was a confrontation between the student and the principal. It moved on out into the hallway, and Mr. Rickson was able to lock himself into an office. As he did this, a shot was fired through the door. The shot struck the secretary in the office, and flying glass from the window that the bullet went through struck Mr. Rickson in the face.
The secretary, 53-year-old Lynn Haddad, is in stable condition at Middlesex Hospital. But 36-year-old Donald Bankston, a town maintenance worker, is dead. Bankston was shot as Wormsley made his way to the second floor, where students in at least 2 classrooms were huddled under their desks behind locked doors.
We were in the library and we heard like a shot and we didn't know what it was. First we thought it was just janitors dropping things, but then we heard them over again, someone screaming.
By then, Wormsley's aunt was on the school intercom.
His dad said, "Floyd, I love you, you know. There's no reason for you to do this. I don't want you to get hurt. Nobody's going to hurt you. Everything will be okay."
After a half-hour standoff, Wormsley threw the gun out of a second-floor window.
Students and teachers here are still shaking their heads and offering conflicting descriptions of the student involved and what might have prompted the outbreak.
He told a couple of people that he did have a gun, and he told a good friend of mine that he was going to do something that he was going to probably regret for the rest of his life today.
Wormsley was described by some as a good kid that was just a little wild sometimes. Marla Romash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News for the Night Beat in Portland.
Overall, all of the kids received counseling that day.
The nightmare, December 10th, included the school custodian David Bankston shot to death, Principal Donald Rickson's safe, he ducked a bullet, and 8th grade student Floyd Wormsley, 13 years old, finally giving up the gun and surrendering. Part of the story that day, the shock of Wormsley's classmates who watched and heard it happen.
I says, "Floyd, please get that gun away from me." He says, "I'm not going to hurt you with it." His dad said, "Floyd, I love you, you know. There's no reason for you to do this."
Since the child is under the age of 14, a transfer to the adult criminal process for handling as an adult is not available by statute. So such a child would be facing a maximum of a 4-year commitment to DCYS, the Department of Children and Youth Services, for placement at one of the DCYS facilities, such as Long Lane or some other school. With respect to the general public, absolutely no disclosure is permitted under state law.
With Floyd Wormsley in confinement somewhere and his 8th grade class gone on to high school, this is a new year, a fresh beginning for Portland Junior High. The tower clock is rededicated to the memory of David Bankston, and time helps to heal the community.
Comes up very, very seldom.
Getting past the tragedy, the school superintendent says, has been a community effort.
I think people treated the incident as to what it was. It was an aberration, something that could happen anywhere. So.
Portland Junior High School's new principal, in her first full day on the job, acknowledging a special responsibility.
Memories like that always linger, and they don't go away, and each person has to deal with that individually, and we just hope to help them overcome it by having a really positive experience here and having a happy experience.
Many parents of the children here at Portland Junior High School have told the school they feel it would be inappropriate for us to ask a 12 or 13-year-old child to comment on the case that happened 8 months ago, especially in this, the first week of school. We respect their privacy.
They aren't as resilient as you might think. Overall, kids are very sensitive.
Dr. Ralph Sperry, a psychologist who helped in the counseling.
A single incident such as this probably for a normal kid who comes from a good supportive home probably could get over rather quickly. I think we'd be more concerned about those individuals who come from troubled families, and this kind of incident might trigger off further emotional problems.
Mm-hmm.